to the line of the trees all of these mornings. Make sure I have no package on my porch. I don't. So, I have a couple nice special to see. I am just nothing to see on this video except one of the local fish stores. Driving. I just was laughing about giving you hell, how much I enjoy it, only because I know you love it too. Monica, Melvin, I'm driving down to Chattanooga. You guys had wanted me to do a live stream of a store that I bought some fish or bought some supplies or something in a few months ago before all this COVID crap started. And even though the news is reporting that with people going back to relaxed precautions, that the new cases are picking up. For instance, Nashville, which is an hour and a half from me, has a 76% increase in one day. It is beautiful, Monica. Um, and it's a hot spot. There were several hot spots around, but Nashville popped up. And like I say, it's people go back and forth to Nashville all the time. The wind blows from that direction. So I'm probably going to do my bandana. I've got my red bandana with me, my white one. Hey, Sandy. The red one faded again. So I had laid them together on the counter and probably got them wet or something. So I'm going to wear my red bandana when I get out of the truck today, just to be sure I'll feel better. That'll probably be the day I get sick, but God forbid, because I haven't been wearing one recently. I did for a while. Anyway, we're going to Chattanooga to Bermuda Triangle, as the title says. And hey, Muppet, I can almost read this like your channel name at who? Oh, DNA. Okay. I wish there was a way to make the print better, but you can probably see how dirty my windshield and truck is, but it's just from stuff falling off trees, mainly at the Arc yesterday. Have a lot of trees around the little parking lot and back. So, oh, they still got this detour up, but I'll have to take it because I want to go through the car wash. Have one of those that it's like $6 to go through, and it washes and blows your car, and you can get out and vacuum and all that stuff, and use all their chemicals and rags. And it's like $6 for a decent wash, but it's 19.95. You can go through every day of the month if you want. So I usually go through it once a week. I think I went through it the weekend already, but I definitely need another wash off. So I'm going to go through that since it's paid for. Have the little stripe, on your windshield. It reads the barcode. So I'm going to do that. Um, so I'll give you warning before I'm going to do that. It might set off someone's Tourette's or something. And I don't want to fool with my camera. I'm just going to leave it where it is. I sure hope Candy comes in here during this stream. I don't think she did one yesterday on the way home. Once I get near the fish store, I'm going to, or when I pull in, I guess, and park, I'm going to stop this and then I'll go in and ask them if I can. I'm sure it'll be fine, but tell them I'm going to wear my bandana so they know who I am, and tell them I'm there to buy stuff, but I wanted to do like a quick walkthrough, and that will be part of my live stream for 6. I don't want to have to shoot this man down here that gets out and tells you to slow down. Okay, it says I'm going 21, and this is a 25-mile zone. Somebody shot his ass, flagging traffic down. Look at all the traffic through this neighborhood. I'm sure it's aggravating to have all these cars come by and your kids can't go to school, and I get it, but I don't speed, and I don't want people out in the road in front of me telling me I am. So I don't speed in neighborhoods because I don't appreciate it on my street at all. I used to be able to let my dogs off the leash and walk out in the yard and uh, watch them, but a couple of them I've got so they'll run squirrels and birds and whatever, so I can't trust them. And had a couple of times had to stop cars, my neighbors. So I don't do that because y'all needed to know that. Jesus. What's going on in the chat? What are y'all talking about? There's a house up here on the right. I say that, and I'm not going to show it to you. That I really like in this neighborhood. It doesn't have a lot of land. Um, it's that one on the right, just past the fence there, but I don't think you guys can see much of it. But I really just like the way it looks. I like that yard, the house. Got a big creek down behind them. But I've gotten so used to having 2 acres, almost 2 acres, it would be hard for me to not have that. Plus my dogs, you guys know how rowdy they are. There's no way I could live close to anybody or in an apartment. No way. My gosh, what time is it? Oh, 5:15. So this is not actually my live stream, and I hope I'm not stepping on somebody else's live stream. It looked like 4 and 5 were open on the schedule because I did look earlier. But if somebody did take one of those times, I'm sorry. It's racking and cleaning up my backyard. Racking. I did raccoon. Oh no. Wonder what it died from, Sandy. That's not good. Was it injured? That's the memory loss place that I'm gonna next move. Is probably gonna be right there, Legacy Village. No joke. It's nice. I watched them build that the last couple of years. Here's Pam. Hello, hello. Pam, are you streaming tonight? Priscilla, we're going to do a tour because YouTube needs more fish store tours, but I'm doing one of a store that I have never toured. I've done bits and pieces of stuff there, and like I videoed me buying fish there and that kind of thing. But people had asked me last time I was there to go back and do a store tour. Really, they did, several people. And of course, all this has been going on, limiting where we can go. So I'm going to go ahead and do it, and I'm going to wear a bandana. I may be like Pam and be the only one there with a bandana or mask, but cases are on the rise again in this area, and Nashville's a hot spot. So yeah, you were in a stream last night when I was talking about that, Priscilla. I just remembered. But before we get on that there interstate, I'm going to go through this car wash. This truck is grody outside. And then we shall go. I give $1 for a cup of coffee. And there's a Dunkin' Donuts right up here. I don't like theirs as well as Starbucks, but it sure is a lot less expensive. It's half price. Hey, Alice. Put user in timeout. Oh, are they, Lucky Stone? I didn't realize that. Where are you at again? I know you talk about it in your videos when you're walking. And guys, I've shouted Lucky Stone out several times, but he does have fish. He's got other pets too, but he does a lot of reflection and self help kind of thing. But just like talking, conversational, and usually outside walking um, in a park area. So check out one of his videos, and it always I don't get to catch every one of them, but every one I do catch, I enjoy, and it really causes me to think. And like one he just had yesterday or today was, is it okay to be happy during the COVID thing? So I didn't see that one, but I definitely want to. Gotta grab crickets. Hey Maria, I think you're one of the people that asked me to do a tour of this store. I want to say you are. There were three or four when I was there before. Boy, everybody's going through. Just got off work. And again, it's just weird to see all these people out driving. Read my stripe, my strip, and let me through there. Somebody asked me too to make sure I showed prices, so if I forget that, remind me the prices of the fish. I always like to see that. Yeah, I can't remember shit. I have that too. There were two or three of you, and it was at Bermuda Triangle. And I bought something that day, and y'all were really happy that I just thought, well, I'll turn it on and forget his name. One of the people that works here is real nice. He walked up on me and I said, I'm taking pictures. And he said, oh, okay, yeah. And I said, well, I should have done a video. And you guys were asking me to go back, whoever it was. So I'm going back, and I'm sure they'll let me do it. No, I'm not. Hey, Ginger. Um, Ginger Graves had a request for something, but it's at a other part of the state. It was at James's, James and mine, because I go there quite a bit too. Quite a critter. What did you see there, Ginger? Was it Crebensis? There was something you were asking me about if I was going there. And I said, no, I'm going the other way to Chattanooga. Huh. It's just Lucky Stone, so, and I can't help you. Oh, I didn't think about that, Sandy. Don't worry about it. People can find it. I think links are lovely, and I think mods are great to do that and to all that, but uh, people are perfectly capable of finding links and finding channels. It is nice for people to post links now, especially since you can't do the go-to channel thing and click on. So, um, well, don't worry about it, Sandy. I'm not going to ask you anybody else, I promise. I didn't ask you his, I just mentioned his. I was going to mention a couple of other channels, but you guys know them. Anthony's one, because there's not a whole lot to talk about looking at the, how they get rid of the go. I don't know, Valley. Somebody, a couple of people said, made comments about that or had ideas that sounded plausible. One of them was because it was too easy for us, but I think that was probably not the real reason. I was going to say something. Oh, Anthony. Uh, Anthony's, and with his co-host, Big J's, a channel I've followed since day one, literally, um, is they're doing weekly live streams, and they have great topics. They stay on topic, and it's been lasting about an hour. And if people want to continue to ask questions and so forth after that, let me close my mirrors up here. I forgot to do that once, and they got squished up. This truck's mine. So, oh, warning, we're going through the car wash. Anybody needs a warning. Um, but yeah, it's really been good. I watched it the last 2 or 3 weeks. And then at the end, if you want to just hang out and socialize and talk about other things, they have plenty of time to do that also. got to be a first. Somebody going through a car wash. I just thought about that. You guys will be telling your kids and grandkids that Bob took us through a car wash today. But yeah, check out Anthony's Fishy Friends and check out he and JH's live streams. I think that's on Friday night. Jesus. Yeah, it's the one that pushes the mirrors there right there. If I don't fold them in, I do forget sometimes. Guys, this is the car wash I went through a couple of weeks ago, and I had like 4 or 5 plants of all kinds of plants in the back, and they came through pretty unscathed. I was missing one. Don't have to talk loud now. One plastic bucket that I never found, so it must have stayed there in the car wash. Nobody's vacuuming; they're just all washing. Boy, that looks better. I feel so much better. And you know how much better a vehicle rides when it's clean. Dang, I'm cold after going through there. 71. All right. This has got to be one of the most dangerous crossings in town. Um, Sean, I think you said, am I looking for anything special? I'm really not, and I'm really going to try not to spend much money, just because I need to not do it. I need to be a little frugal. Hey, Amber, I hope you got the car wash tour. That was the first on my channel. All right, mirrors are back out. Here we go. I don't know. I'm still looking for something for my pond, and I don't know what I want to put in there. I mean, that tub that's sitting up on the rails full of all that rainwater and the whatever those water plants are that float. Still looking for that. You have 2 lanes that turn, and if you get in this one, you have to merge. And all these other people won't want to let me in, but that's okay. I'll be at the end again like I would have been over there. What's wrong with JH? Hope he's doing better. Oh, are you Sandy? I'm nosy. What did you order? I bet you got some of those caves. He's got some cool stuff. Well, that guy took his time turning. I know he's got a stick shift, so that gave me plenty of room to squeeze in. I like to wash the car I had before this one, Monica. Well, this is a truck, but I can't reach this, and with my neck and back, and I can't do it. And hip, just so many old people things. But I used to love to wash my. It was a black Buick, so I love to rinse it off and dry it off in the driveway there. Have the dogs with me. Green Dragon Plecos and some water. Oh, you're in Canada. That's right. Darn you. I love my Green Dragons. I have the long fin, but they haven't bred yet. I keep saying that, so maybe they'll send some little long fin ones out. No idea how fast. 83. 83. Wish I could get this phone a little bit closer to me, just a few inches, but this is the best mount I've found, and I like it. And it stays in place. It looks like it's shaky, but Nothing I can do about that. It costs $3.50. Walmart. It's a suction cup thing, and it swivels and up and down and all kinds of stuff on it. I might check with fragged out corals. That's where I get my 90% of my frozen food, and see if they have some jumbo krill or anything like that. Of all things, this morning, I lost Linus, the striped puffer, so I'm not going to have those dog face and stuff anymore, and I have no idea what happened to him. He's the only fish, and certainly not the most sensitive in that 125. But I found him dead a few days ago. But today, I got up and I noticed the char, named after Diva, didn't look quite right. I mean, color wise, and I started looking, and that fish has egg all over it. All over it. It's the only one in the tank. So it's like they say stress egg, and a lot of people are like, yeah, right, but that does happen, and they get rid of it. My big sail fin that's in the invert, the coral tank, had it one day, and I asked the guy at Fragged Out Core, I said, he's got it, and I'm going to have to move him out, or, because I can't put the copper and stuff in with those corals. And he said, it's probably just a stress egg. It may clear if nobody else has it. And I said, what would stress him out? And I just did a water change. Well, when I do the water change on that tank, I have to unplug one of the heaters. It has two small ones to plug in my water pump, to pump water return back in so that I don't carry it. And I forgot to plug that heater back in, so it probably dropped a few degrees. And so I plugged it in, and he cleared, and he's fine. And I never did anything. But with the fugu puffer, um, he ate. He did eat, and I went ahead and put copper in there. Coopermine is the brand, and I think it's Seacom, and you can use it for fresh at half dose or full dose. It says take inverts out, but I never have when I've used it. I think it's mainly to take corals out, but it never has bothered my crabs or snails. And I've still got my big marine crab in there, the red one, just molted, and it didn't seem to be bothering him. It does, I'll take it out. I'm rambling and rambling, and I can't see the screen because of glare. Maria, it is Melvin. Hey Anthony, your ears burning. I was just talking about your live streams and how I'm enjoying the serious discussion by experienced people, how you and Big J keep it on topic, and if it needs to go longer, you do, and if you want to just have some fun afterwards, you do. And so encouraging them again, those that are not subbed, to revisit and get in on those live streams. Are they Friday night? I might just say they're Friday night late, but that may not be correct. You missed the car wash, Anthony. We went through the car wash before we got on the road. The clouds are nice. I just remembered I didn't need anything today. Oops. That's not good. I do have some water in here, some, what you call it, water, sparkling water in the back. But that won't give me any blood sugar. Thank you, Sandy. I'm working Sandy to death. Did y'all ever find Lucky Tones channel. You know who else got a boost out of his viewers? He was really pleased and appreciative. He keeps bringing it up. It was Benny's World. He was trying to get to 175, and he's like at 190 now. So that would be awesome to get him to 200. There's just so many good channels that need. These mountains are pretty. That's looking over the Chattanooga Valley. Actually, Ed lives over there. Those mountains are way off in the distance. He lives there and to the right. Chattanooga Ed. Back in the day, me too, Kim, because I've been in the house. You know, I only been going like to groceries, Walmart, and the Ark, literally. How do I have gas? Got a light on. Oh, it's telling me I'm too close to that truck in front of me. Whatever. It's got a yellow car showing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a gas. Back in the day, that's called white oak. White oak tree is a tree, of course. White oaks. It's called White Oak Mountain. It's not a big mountain, but it is a mountain that we just went over. And back in the day, when we used to get snow in the winter, we don't now. Um, you didn't want to be caught working in Chattanooga and live in Cleveland or above because it really changes dramatically there and above. The temperature, the elevation does just enough that there's more snow, there's more ice, sleet, all that. And a lot of people would get stuck trying to get over White Oak Mountain. I've lived Blue Cross many times, told my supervisor I live alone and I need to get home, take care of my dogs and fish, and they didn't like it. But you know, in Chattanooga would have no snow, so in the hills you have to be careful. Just came into Chattanooga, but road trip, Ginger. Fish store tour also. Did you say what kind of fish it was you were um, desirous of in James's video? I thought it was crebensis or something. Hey Victor, here's my reminder to set up for my live stream. It's only 20 minutes away. Will I make it? Will I make it? Because I want to stop this one and restart at the store. I also want to get me a jug of water. Yellow, yellow brick crib. Are those are the ones I had. Those things are mean as hell, Ginger. I was talking about them like a year ago in Dan's stream. I was telling a new fish I got, and I got them in Knoxville, but not at that store, not at Aquatic, whatever. I got them somewhere else. I can't remember, but anyway, I got them. I got 6 of them. Y'all heard me talk about them. Called yellow something crebensis. They're from one of the lakes. But they're actually like from a tributary that goes out of the lake or something. I discovered. But those are some mean fish. They singled out one right away. Anyway, they killed one after another. One. And it got down to one. I've told this story too many times, but that's the same fish. And then I got down to one, and it's the tank that has those two puffers in it right now. And I thought, well, I'll have one. You know, it's like a specimen. It died. I couldn't believe it. ever get any more. If it's that same fish, I won't ever get any more of those. Volkswagen Drive, where the Volkswagen plant is. I should be being like a tour guide, shouldn't I? Can't see again. I have so much glare on me. FF57. Do you still have all of those, what you call them, those crayfish? Oh, there was a deer on the road. It's dead for sure. And it'll lay there till it rots and becomes dust. They never get dead animals off the road here. Never. It's disgusting. There's Lookout Mountain off in the distance. He's jacked up taller than me, I think. Thought about jacking this one up, but I can't get in the garage, I don't think. Wow. Slammed his brake on for some reason. Did you hear that? I must poop my pants. I don't know what he did. Weird. Weird. Get rid of that live stream reminder so I can see. There we go. A little less sky and a little more road. Yep. Well, I love this because it's the only thing I could find except a Silverado or a Ram truck or something that had the seat that would sit flat on the floor. Even those little smaller trucks, little trucks, and they're not so little, they're making them bigger, you know. Can't remember what they're called. Ranger, they restarted making the Rangers again, and Stuck Canyon, stuff like that. It's like a car, they sit on the floor, so that was no help. So I had a Silverado, but this has a big seat and a big cabin, and I'm up. It's nice. It's like sitting at home recliner, literally. But it's a lot easier to climb up, hang on to this big handle over here and climb up, which is not hard, and step down than it is to get down in the car that I had and then climb back up out of there. That's hard. It's a lot easier to go up than it is to go down. But I get what you say. I missed my running board yesterday when someday I was getting out at Walmart. I missed it. It went straight to the ground, so that was, a foot or whatever that I fell, literally. But I was all right. Hey, Chevy Fish. Every now and then I can make out a name or a comment. So yeah, guys, let's try to get Benny. I think he changed it from Benny's World to Benny's Fish. He did. He changed the name of his channel. Remember Anthony the other night, real late. God knows what he was doing up that late. I think he's in a different part of the world, so maybe it wasn't late. But he was asking advice, and I saw Benny's World, and it is him. So, Benny's Fish. God, it was Benny's World. Now it's Benny's Fish. All right, I gotta get over here, and I'm gonna have to. She's gonna either have to let me in or flip, and I bet she lets me in. She did. Yay. Hey, Peter. glad you're in here. We need the voice of reason. We need some intellect. However, you did miss the tour of the psychedelic car wash. We went through that. You'll have to catch that on the replay. You know, I don't know that I've ever seen a YouTube video, especially a fish channel that went through a car wash. So you know me, cutting edge. No less, of course. Got the bar set so high. Let's see if they're all in that lane because they want to turn right when we get down there, but I do too, but I don't want to be in the back. Yep, had a light show in there. Custom, what? What is that custom? I like their logo, but I don't know what the hell it is. Custom something. Oh, this is Brainerd, and we're going into East Brainerd, which is just a small townish kind of area that's in the Chattanooga city limits. So there's all kinds of stuff like Brainerd Village, Brainerd Hills, all that. So Brainerd you hear all the time if you watch TV, and I don't. Um, Turn right there at that Hoco, and just maybe a mile out there is where Fragged Out Coral is. I may text them after they're probably on the way home from work or so forth. See if they have any krill. They may have some here at the store, but it won't be nearly as cheap as I can get it from Fragged Out. I don't want to bother them, surprise them. I'm not even going to tell you all how much my food bill was for like the last 6 weeks, just the frozen stuff. That wasn't the flake and pellet and stuff I feed too. It was way too much. And I got it at really good prices. That's a good KFC there. And they have the chicken and waffle there. But I can't have that anymore. Alright, we're almost here. So I will turn you guys off in just a minute. Get my, oh, look at the doggy, the pit bull mix. Ooh, they got a dumpster out front. What's going on? And they got all kinds of stuff. Are they having a sale or closed down? What? What closed? What the hell? What are they doing? That's John, the owner there. Here, I'm going to let this run, but I'm not going to take it with me. But he'll tell me if I'm not videotaping him what's going on. So I'll be right back. Oh, shit. No, he ran like a scalded dog when he saw me. But there's a sign on the door that we can't really see from here that says remodeling, hopefully opening back up July or June, July 1st. And they have everything torn out of there except there is a Petco near here and a PetSmart, but there's also Fish Mania. But I was kept looking and standing there because a lot of times when they're remodeling, they have things to sell. But there was nothing in there except their big, huge, like 1,000-gallon tanks that are built into the walls. Nothing. The whole room was cleared out. So weird. So I didn't stop it. I'm glad I didn't. Pam sent it to Candy. Good going. Well, I almost looked to make sure their hours were standard, and if I had, I would have known that. But there is a maybe 10 minutes, 8 or 10 minutes. Well, my dad used to say 7, 8, 9 minutes from here. Ouch. And I can go there, but it's the Fish Mania, and I have done videos there before. Um, I've done a couple of them. I did a fresh one and a salt one. Did you see it, Maria? What are you talking about? Those cards, Pam? I saw those cards, but I didn't even try because they were birds, and I knew it's like an hour since you'd sent them, so I knew they were already in the clutches of Ginger Graves. Playing in the dirt. Sounds like fun. Do y'all want to see that other store? Um, I mean, it's a cool store. They have some salt, but they have mostly fresh, quite a bit of stuff. And they definitely don't mind me doing a video there. It's just that I've already done one there. It's been a while. What about that? I bet they sold a bunch of their old tanks and stuff, but maybe not. John, ooh, lady. John can pinch a buffalo nickel till it poops. Not unlike me. I could see if they have any food, but I'm not going to do it. Forgot to get up. 31 people, 15 likes. Try to not buy. Well, you haven't made much effort at not buying them yet. Oh, let me see if I can reach my water. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I've got water. And I could go to the one, the aquatic aesthetics, except they're remodeling also. They had almost all of their salt water out. They're just going to have corals, I think, and freshwater. They'd made some of their salt water into beta racks. Yes, I saw them. I saw them all. But I knew that they were not for sale. Lost the signal, it said for a second. Hot, hot in this ponds and plants. And that other store where I got the parakeets are like over an hour and a half from here, so that's out. So it's 5 minutes till I start my live stream. So I guess technically, according to the guys, do you think I should stop this stream and start back in 5 minutes and tour that other store? Because I don't want anybody to, God forbid, anybody get their panties in a wad over anything. I want to be compliant completely. Just keep going. Alice, I know. I mean, should I stop this? When 6 o'clock is when I have a scheduled live stream. Well, and y'all get me in trouble now. I got in trouble that day. I never did hear anything else about the video being taken down that day that it stopped it and took it down. Never a thing, no strike, no warning, no nothing. I know, Ginger, it's just that people may come looking for my 6 o'clock live stream and they're not going to want to watch all of what we've done. That's what I'm thinking, Sandy, because I can say we're on the way to do a fish store tour. And if they want to just watch that, they can. They don't have to watch going through the car wash. However, that's definitely a highlight. You better go on, Heifer. Get out of the way. That's one of those new, is it a Hyundai? Yeah. Nice. It's nice. Moist. Alright, so in about 2 or 3 minutes, that's the plan. I'll stop this stream. And I definitely can't be typing in a title and all that to start another stream, so I may be a minute or two late coming back on. And people that are not on this stream may even join us then, but not normally. But I think this is our usual crowd. Why you? They call the police if you wave a pistol at people anymore. They're so sensitive. I've heard. This is going to be a real nice improvement on this interstate if they ever get it done. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. I may be able to type a title after all. Got the police up here, so there might have been a wreck. That used to be the only mall around years ago when I was a kid, literally. The first mall in this area is called Eastgate Mall. And they had another smaller one right beside it called, guess what? Brainerd Village. Those are some cool lights there. Yep. All right, it's 2 minutes or less till. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop this so that at a minute or two after, I'll be getting off this exit in like 1 mile up here. And I'm sure I'll get the stoplight I always do. And I'll restart and say welcome to the live stream. We're going on a fish store tour. And people that are in this one will already know the skinny on the whole thing. Here we go. Here we go. There's so much glare, I literally can't see anything. Oh, nope, that's not the one I wanted. Hello.